I'm a 78-year-old man. I live alone, so the quality of life and my mobility is really critical to me. Up until about 3 years ago, I was very active, went to the gym all the time, a good physical condition. I had a slight case of rheumatoid arthritis, but that was under control. I rode a motorbike, again, active, danced, this, that, and the other thing else. The problem I had was I started to develop swelling in my knees and in my feet. And it got to the point where it was so painful that basically I was bedridden. So I was in and out of hospital in the ERs because I couldn't move. I would have to call for help, and they would come to my house. My legs would be so rigid because of the swelling in my knees that it was extremely painful for me. So I was on opioids and everything else to try to reduce this. And many times they aspirated the fluid in my knees. So I went to other doctors, and they didn't really know what to do for me other than saying, you know, well, maybe it's the arthritis, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And when I went to the ER the last time, the doctor there said, you need to see a cardiac doctor. You've got some vein problems, your feet, that's what's causing you to swell. So I came to see Dr. Reddy. They said it's a cardiac problem. So at that time he checked me and did a number of sonic things and Doppler things in my legs, and said I had a problem with the veins in my legs. So I said, well, what can we do? He explained to me that he could, in fact, conduct a procedure where they close these veins and that I wouldn't have the swelling in my legs. So I came in, and he took me to his particular facility that he has, and they decided at that time that they had to correct the problem from the upper body to the lower body. And it had to be done in stages. And the first problem was in my left leg, the iliac, where it branched off into the left leg, was crushed. It was being crushed by something that was over it. And they showed it to me on the screen, and one vein was like this and the other was like that. So during that first procedure, he put me on the table, and it was like when he put the stent in and opened it, it was a little uncomfortable, but I thought, oh my God, it was like a tremendous relief that the pressure came out of my lower left leg and my ankles. And I thought, my God, it's almost a miracle, you know, this happened, because I hadn't felt that way in a while. It took a while to heal up and check and so forth, and then he did a vein in my right leg, upper thigh, inner thigh, and that stopped that problem completely from the right leg ankle from swelling. Then I went back for another procedure on the lower left leg, and that then seemed to stop all of this problem. I went from being bedridden to a walker to a cane, and now I'm back on my feet, and I'm just waiting for a clean bill of health before I start back to the gym again. In the meantime, this whole thing changed my whole lifestyle. Having my mobility back, I've got my life back at this point in time. Some friends of mine who were suffering from the same problem and couldn't seem to get any help. And actually, I gave them Dr. Reddy's name and said, when you do go, tell him I sent you, because you know, you did so much for me.